To the left is Bel Air. To the right is
that Brentwood?
Is Brentwood.
I can feel the heat. Oh my God.
Bel Air and Brentwood, those are some of the most affluent communities in Los Angeles. What you're looking at looks really like something out of a disaster movie filmed in Los Angeles, but sadly, that really is the city, as seen from a major freeway on Wednesday.
Flames sweeping down the foothills. They came so close to motorists that they literally were feeling the heat. And areas that aren't even burning are choking on the smoke. And that's only one of the worst fires. Others are burning elsewhere in the city and in neighboring Ventura County.
And the Santa Ana winds, which are legendary in Southern California, are whipping up the flames. We have complete coverage for you. Our Paul Verkaman is in Ventura, where the Thomas fire is raging, and we begin with Paul. So bring us up to date on the latest. How much of the fire there has been contained, if at all?
None of it has been contained, Amara. And in fact, Amara and Michael, as you look behind me, here's another Tony neighborhood that's being threatened. Down the way here, Faria Beach, Solomar Beach in Ventura County. Homes right on the waterfront. I'm only about 20 feet away from Pacific. But here's what they're worried about. If you look up into these canyons, we will cross the 101 freeway. That will be just below these hills. That connects Los Angeles, Ventura, Santa Barbara, on to San Francisco. There's all this flame just burning for miles up in these hillsides. And that concern, as always, is this brush catches fire. The wind right now is cooperating, but if it comes down these canyons and pushes burning embers toward the ocean, then you've got a problem here with the beachfront homes. So right now, you're not going to see firefighters race up there and try to get into those canyons. It's just way too dangerous. 65,000 acres so far burned on this fire alone in Ventura County. 1,700 firefighters on the lines. But let me give you a quick perspective of what it's like for a homeowner here. Step on in. This is Phil Lee. He owns a house just down the way. And what have these anxious last 2 days been like for you?
It's been a little crazy. Last night was, most of the people in the neighborhood were up all night. And with the support of the firemen, we were just keeping an eye on the homes. We had the thick areas of brush just go up like gas bombs. And something I had never witnessed before, at one time it had between 10 and 15 huge bushes flying through the air from the thermal heat. 300-400 feet in the air, and they were on fire. And wherever they landed, it would spread the flames. And that's how it just quickly jumped over 101 right down to PCH. So it was a crazy night.
And I know you beachfront homeowners right here have worried in the past about high tides and huge surf and perhaps water cascading through the front window. And now you're thinking about fire.
Yeah, Mother Nature comes in many ways. And last night was a little unnerving. We felt like we were equipped with the support of the great work of all the firemen, county and city. But when we would watch the faces of this huge hillside just go up like a gas bomb, it was humbling. You were thinking about, how do I get out of here in seconds? And we talked about all options, driving out, kayaks off the deck into the water at night, and because if it gets ugly, you got to be ready to get out quick.
Best of luck to you, Phil, and I hope this hillside does not become a torch and cascade any sort of embers down on your home. Well, there you have it, Amra and Michael, you heard it. A solution, possibly, get in a kayak if your home catches fire and you live on the beach. That just shows the level of danger that these people are facing.
Absolutely. And what's the prognosis? I know that there could be stronger winds tomorrow. What are the resources like? Are they equipped to do battle here?
They are absolutely equipped, and other flanks. Don't forget, this is a fire with many flanks burning. They're hitting it from the air. So they've got 1,700 firefighters on this fire here in Ventura County. You've heard that there's fires burning in Los Angeles County. Off the top of my head, you probably have 85,000 acres that have burned in these fires in all. They've got to keep their resources spread so they don't leave any one place vulnerable. They have deployed everybody, just standing here alone. I've seen the trucks pull in, the engines from, let's say, Long Beach to the south, Riverside County. We saw the mud flaps on a California Department of Forestry truck from Monterey County. So they've enlisted that full mutual aid compact that they've had. But as I said, you can't roll dice and put all the engines and all the resources in one place. because before you know it, a fire will spark somewhere else, like it did in Bel Air,
Yes.
and you could be in a whole lot of hot water if you don't have equipment to address that immediately.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
strategic. It's got to be fought like a war. Yeah, exactly. Paul, thanks. Paul Verkaman, thank you so much.
And what I can't get over are those images, what Paul was mentioning, the fire that's burning south.
Right.
That's in the LA area. It erupted overnight and it spread so quickly. And we're talking about these affluent neighborhoods that have been evacuated. I have friends who've been evacuated.
Yeah.
You also have the Getty Center, which is one of the richest museums in the world, that's also being threatened. And just off the 405 freeway, a major freeway, where the fires are burning. And you also have that famous Mulholland Drive, which movies have been made about, this famous windy road up into the Hollywood Hills. The flames are burning near there as well. So this is just a raging wildfire that's hitting very close to home.
Very ritzy neighbourhoods as well. We're going to keep an eye on it. Of course, we were saying that, and Paul was indicating too, the weather always is a factor, and there have been a lot of strong winds as these firefighters are struggling to battle the flames. Will they have any relief ahead? Tom Sater's going to try to help us out with that. I'd heard the forecast isn't good.
No, it's going to get worse. In the last 24 hours, what started this blaze is really, as far as the factor, they're not sure. 90% of the fires are human-induced, and usually it's a cigarette out the window. But believe it or not, tropical storm force winds 24 hours ago. They're lightened now, but hurricane force in about 8 to 10 hours. Firefighters, as mentioned, are just working to protect homes right now. So all of the fires have no containment. There is one that has 5%, but they're not going to be able to contain that when the winds start to pick up. Look at the picture of the flag. So again, that was the morning commute, and you can just imagine what they're dealing with. And of course, as mentioned, here's the ocean. So for the Ventura area, again, there's about 8 kilometers of beachfront property, an entire line now that they're looking at, just letting it burn, just trying to protect the homes. But this has been a problem since the 80s. The number of large fires, over 140, in the 90s, 160, 250, it continued to go up. And the season's starting earlier, and it's ending later. We've got 17 active fires right now, and it was in September that it was Northern California with those hurricane force winds. We don't have anything like this typically in December, where the high pressure gives us the Santa Ana winds. That is a big concern, and that's why this could be unprecedented for the state of California for the month of December. Extreme, critical, it's going to continue. Red flags from Santa Barbara down to the Mexico border. In fact, the winds in the darker areas are going to be much stronger. Let me show you the pictures. And again, this is the image that they had during the morning commute. If we can see this, you can just imagine with that Bel Air area, of course, with that fire, we even have reports from our CNN affiliates out of LA that Rupert Murdoch has a $30 million newly purchased vineyard estate that had some flames on it. It's not the mansion, but you can imagine they're quite busy, but they've got their hands full for the next 24 to 48 hours at least. They should lighten up this weekend.
Yeah, well, fingers crossed, yeah.
Especially if it's not getting any better right now. Let's hope that they get some relief soon. Tom Sater, thank you so much for that. I'm sure you'll be tracking that for us. We're going to take a short break from here. The U.S. President's announcement on Jerusalem has drawn criticism and concern, but not among American evangelicals.
We'll take a look at why in an interview coming up.